Hello Capricorn, welcome in. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be your monthly reading for May. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This could play out at any point in time throughout the month of May, Capricorn. The message may or may not be for you, so just take what resonates, leave behind the rest. We are going to jump in today using the Heart's Hidden Secrets deck. So I'm curious to see what comes through for you, Capricorn. Keep in mind, we did just have Pluto station retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. And you might be feeling this based on your Capricornian placements. But just keep that in mind. I think my cardinal placements are going to be feeling this retrograde more so than others. But let's see what needs to come through for you for May. Healing, and we get third-party influences. So there's some type of negative attachment here, third party. It could be peers, it could be an addiction. There is a block here or some negative influences that are a block on your healing journey. So what needs to be released? What needs to be purified and cleansed out of your life connected to a third-party influence? So maybe you're going to be re-evaluating your social groups over this Pluto retrograde. Maybe you're already in the throes of it, but there is a major release going on for my Capricorn collective out there. So keep in mind, Capricorn, these could be energies in and around you as well. So before going any further, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, share the videos, especially if you're resonating with the message. It helps circulate the content. It helps the channel to grow. It's just a nice, free, easy way to show me a little bit of support. It encourages me to keep putting content out there for you, Capricorn. But let's get into it and let's see what needs to come through for my Capricorn collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. So if it doesn't resonate, just check your other signs and placements. And don't forget to cross-watch any signs that you might be dealing with. I will call out Zodiac signs too. But let's get into it. Oh, there is something here that doesn't feel good. You're dealing with almost like a Knight of Cups in reversed is what it feels like. And you've been avoiding, blocking, pushing away, and escaping having to face this. So we got only you came out in reverse, Capricorn. So I was shown the Knight of Cups in reverse. There is some type of unhealthy attachment here. You're dealing with somebody that is not just devoted to you. So you could have like a Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups energy coming through. So you could be dealing with an earth sign. You could be dealing with Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But this person really likes to create illusions. There is a very unbalanced situation here. You're dealing with an illusionist or a pathological liar. And I do feel it's time to recognize that this person just absolutely depletes you. I feel utter exhaustion. This person is draining your energy. And I think maybe it's been a very long cycle, a long relationship cycle. Maybe the last 5 years. Maybe you're closing out a 5-year cycle. But you can't escape the pain. You can't escape the pain or the loss or the grief of an ending. I do feel you're dealing with somebody that stonewalls you, that gaslights you, that maybe withdraws communication as a form of punishment or illusionment. But there's something here very distorted. And so I don't think this person was meant to be on your path long term. And I do feel it's time to release something that is absolutely draining you. So maybe this person has left quite an impression. I do feel some type of trauma bond here. I think this person likes to stonewall you. I think they like to trigger your abandonment fears. They dismiss your fears. Maybe they gaslight you and make you feel like your concerns are irrational. But I just feel there's a need to let this go. This person is really preventing you from going towards new opportunities. So I think there's a need to make amends with an ending or a loss, to really release a struggling depressing energy. Depression. I think you've been struggling in some type of depression. And I just feel like there's some type of an abandonment wound here that needs to be worked through. So let's go a little bit further with the tarot. We are going to use this deck today. What do we got? We get the Queen of Cups, We get the Ace of Cups. So there really is a need to focus on self-love. If you look at this Queen of Cups, she's got her cup covered, right? She's not giving that love to anybody but herself. She's calming her emotional waters here. You see the little tarot card box here. And so maybe it's time to explore some metaphysics. Maybe it's time to go and buy yourself a tarot deck if you don't do tarot. And I do want to say, like, if you are in a happy, committed relationship, I don't know why you would even watch tarot in the first place. But I'm going to say we've got a Queen of Cups energy coming through, Capricorn, that needs to be focused on self-love. And so the biggest commitment we can make in this life is the commitment we can make to loving ourselves. And so I do feel there is a beautiful new emotional experience here, but there's a need to recognize where you have lacked trusting your intuition. I think you need to understand where you've maybe self-sacrificed. You definitely have somebody here that is not just only devoted to you. So there could be exposure of a third party. We have that third party influence. So there might be a cheating scenario coming through, and I'd hate to say that. That is probably one of the worst betrayal wounds you can go through. I've been there, been cheated on, done that. Definitely painful to get over that. But let's do 9 cards here, Capricorn, and let's see what else needs to come through. But I feel deep-seated abandonment wound is coming up to be addressed in the month of May. We get the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, first card out. So there is a lack of equanimity. There's a lack of equality. I do feel there's some karma playing out here. Maybe you owed this person karmic debt, or they owe you some karmic debt. There's a need to dig a little bit deeper. I think there's a need to really use logic over emotions. I think you got somebody here, either you're watching them trying to figure things out, or they're watching you. But I feel it's kind of time to have that blunt conversation. And I do think this is going to be a very triggering conversation. The wounded healer, the 9 of Wands. And so you are encouraged to protect what is yours. Do not let this person drain you any further. Maybe they're draining your finances, your energy. Maybe they're just taking and not giving anything back. I think you've prayed and asked for help. And I think the divine has kind of been bringing you in some signs, some syncs. And I do think you're encouraged to transform a situation. I also feel maybe that Mercury retrograde brought in like a review. Well, maybe you've recently been shown some legal documents that have switched your perception of this person. Like, I think you've recently received some challenging information. And I do think you are exhausted. It's like you need to shield yourself. You need to protect yourself. We get the 10 of coins. So I think, yeah, like this is imbalanced. You've put more into this than this other person has put into a foundation here. We get the 4 of swords. There's healing. There's a need to receive these insights. We get the 9 of coins. I see you going your own way. I really do. And so the 4 of swords is the central energy right below the page. So kind of like this on my board, on my table. I wish I had an ability to film it from both angles. Maybe one day I'll be able to do that for you guys. But there's insights coming from meditation. And so quieting the mind is really going to be necessary. I think maybe you need to just book some time off work. Maybe you need a vacation. I know Capricorn, you're like the workhorse. You go, go, go. And so this Pluto retrograde too might also be asking you to slow down a little bit. I feel mental exhaustion. Maybe you're not sleeping well at night. Maybe you need to get some more sleep here. But I feel it's time for you to be independently owned and operated. Maybe you're healing from some type of codependencies, because we got 9-9 now, you know, one above the other. So let's keep going here. There's that depression, the draining energy, the 4 of cups, the Empress in reverse. And I think you need to know your worth and your value. And there's that third party. So there is some karmic influencing energy here, whether it's an actual person. There's a dark energy here that really needs to be addressed. I do feel partying might be an issue. A group of friends might be an issue. There could be the cancellation of an engagement, because there really is a lack of balance here. You are dealing with somebody that really isn't emotionally invested. This is somebody I feel that is emotionally bankrupt. You could be dealing with somebody that is hiding their addictions, which is also creating an illusion. They're not devoted to you. They're devoted to an unhealthy addiction here. You've got somebody here that you're dealing with. I feel Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, quite possibly, that has a hidden addiction. They might appear to be well-intentioned, but they're hiding something. And I do think something is coming out. The truth is being exposed, and this is going to feel like a betrayal. There very well could be third-party betrayal. And so maybe the last 4 years in this cycle has been a process of trying to figure out what is real, what is not. Like, I'm feeling like a long-standing commitment here with the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you were with this person for 10 years or longer. But the 10 is the ending. It's the completion, right? So it's the minor arcana of the World card. It's key 78 in the tarot. It's the last card in the tarot. So when you get to the 10, did you build it on truth, honesty, and did you build it out of love, or did you build it out of greed? And so we have two choices to get to that 10, to get to the pinnacle, right? To get to the end all be all of the family tree, of the family inheritance, whatever you want to call it, the family legacy. Did you get there with greed, or did you get there with love? Because it makes a huge difference. And so I think you need to allow yourself some time for healing. I think you got somebody here that also likes to keep you distracted with confusing with confusing communication of always wanting to make amends. Like, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, baby. I'll make it up to you. Give me an opportunity. Give me a second chance. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. And they keep trying to plaster over the cracks in the foundation, and it's not working anymore. And so I think it's time to go through a wake-up call, because this person doesn't value you, but maybe you don't value yourself. And so I do think there's a need to recognize that third party has really hindered your success. It's really taken a toll on your self-worth, on your self-value. And there's a need to get back into balance here. There is something very unbalanced with the Temperance in reverse. So it could be dealing with a Sagittarius. I would like to look at the Empress in reversed. What do you got to do here? I do feel you're afraid to leave this behind because it's all you've known when it comes to some type of security. But there you are. You're dealing with a pathological liar, I feel, that really does create depletion. So let's clarify the Empress reverse, because this is what needs to be turned around. And so the Empress upright knows her worth, knows her value, is abundant, is prosperous. You could have somebody draining your money. But let's clarify the Empress in reversed here. Unwise choice. 5 of Swords, 9 of Cups in reversed, and the Strength. And so do not allow ego to block you. I think there's a need to just have a reality check. Stop avoiding pushing away the grief. I think it's time to realize that, hey, this really isn't my dreams coming true. Maybe ego has stopped you from moving on. Codependencies, pride and ego has really maybe prevented you from admitting, hey, I made a really unwise choice. I think you took a gamble. I think you got swindled. You got bamboozled. And you've been pushing away the truth. And it's kind of time to reach completion of a cycle. So you can't keep living life with the rose-colored glasses on, Capricorn. You're gonna have to take the blinders off. Something here I feel is coming to a dead stop. Maybe with a Cancer, maybe with one of the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo. But it's kind of time to go through this awakening and make this judgment call. And I think there is a rational fear over going your own way and being single. Maybe you're afraid to be alone. Maybe you're afraid of solitude. But I think you got to be proud of yourself. Saturn is saying it's time to learn this lesson. It's time to complete this cycle. It's time to make a choice, whether you were afraid to make a choice or you were too busy over analyzing a situation, trying to gather enough information to have that clarity to maybe pull the trigger or something of the sort. But I do see something coming to a dead stop here. I think it's time to really review the past with compassion. The Judgment card, I do feel there's no reconciliation here. You know in your heart of hearts what you need to do, and I think you know it's time to head in a new direction. Because I think this was just a childish game. I think maybe it come along to spark some new creativity, but there is an unavoidable epiphany, change, breakdown of a false foundation. because you've been procrastinating long enough. So let's clarify the Three of Cups. Let's see what this third party is. But I feel just something's coming in with lightning speed to get you to break away from some type of unhealthy attachment. And so we get the Five of Coins in reverse. So abandonment wounds. And so maybe this person abandoned somebody before you. And so if this started off as a third party, how do you think it's going to end? Probably as a third party. We get the Five of Coins in reverse, the Eight of Coins upright, and the Wheel. And I think you were in this situation purely for the money. I think this was a lesson in learning all you can about maybe a poor investment. But I feel we kind of got like a Three of Pentacles. And so I think there was third party already in the mix when this come together. And so maybe it's time to reorient your life, go back to school, stop allowing fear surrounding money to prevent you from moving forward. If money has been a block, or if money has delayed progress, I think if this person is draining you financially, the second you get rid of them, your money flow is going to be back on point. And so there's a positive change going on here. It might not feel positive because you got to go into the depths of the loss and the grief and the sorrow of an ending that I think you've avoided or pushed down or blocked up until now, because I think you thought this was your person. But something here is an illusion, and I do feel this is connected to some type of trauma bond. Maybe this was an important person on your path to come along to trigger some deep core inner child wounds. Maybe you thought this was destined because you've known this person since you were a child. But there's dishonesty here. There's a lack of communication. I don't think anything's working out. I think you wanted things to work out. I think you've probably faced a lot of obstacles and challenges with this person, always hoping for that initial love bombing stage to resurface. But I don't think it is. And so you've really resisted moving on from somebody that doesn't communicate, that is bored, that is discontent, that lies, that is losing respect. I think maybe you've received a lot of poor advice. It's time to relocate. It's time to move on if you want to end a depressing cycle. And it's time to embrace this deep-seated heart healing. I think there's no resolution in sight. The angels are saying it's really time to turn to them for guidance. It's time to listen to them. They've been encouraging you to move on from a situation and to release this. And so there is an ending that will lead to a new beginning, is what it feels like. And so there's a need to release this situation, this person. You can't keep going back to somebody that keeps recreating that core abandonment wound. You can't heal in the place that broke you. And so break yourself free. There might be some type of an exposure or a confession that is going to break you free from a situation that you have felt entrapped in or feeling helpless in, due to the fact that I feel this person really messes with your self-confidence because they don't take responsibility. They are not honest. And so you have to take responsibility for your life right now. And so I think you're dealing with somebody that isn't honest with you, but you owe yourself honesty, because the only person that's going to be honest with you is you. And so release any false beliefs connected to this person that's been holding you back, because you are on a spiritual transformation and there is a realignment here. Because you can't keep watering a dead tree. Can't keep pouring into something that doesn't pour back into you. So get out of this state of unresolved grief, holding on, focusing to the negative, forgiving yourself, right? And forgive yourself. Try to look for the hidden blessing, right? The Tower comes in. It's a necessary evil to set you free from a situation stemming around lack. So release this person. All this person cares about is money. There's that Knight of Cups. You're dealing with the smiling liar. You're dealing with the love bomber that come in, swept you off your feet, made you fall in love, and never fulfilled any of those promises. So I think release this poor investment. Make that decision. You're not seeing things clearly. This person might appear to be accomplished and charismatic, but it's a mask. It's a false illusion. This person is very ungrounded. They like to make your heart flutter. They like to keep you in a state of illusion, and they are dedicated to multiple options, is what I'm feeling here. So let's get you a closing message. With the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck, you could be dealing with an earth sign. There is a need to protect yourself. There is a need for boundaries, Capricorn. Do not let this person sweep you off your feet and convince you that they're going to make amends and that to give them another chance, because there is a divine plan at work. And there is some type of breakdown here because there is a more meaningful soul connection out there for you. But you first have to master the conclusion of this lesson. So I think this person was put on your path to heal something connected to a core wound, to maybe activate the wounded healer within you. And so the lesson has been breached. The lesson is concluding. It's time for you to take that Band-Aid off and to walk through the doorway of a new experience. And so sometimes the biggest breakthrough of our lives come after the biggest breakdown. And so get ready for a purge and cleanse. This person can no longer remain. You're walking different timelines. It's time for this person to leave your life because it's connected to old limiting behaviors and patterns from the past that you are working on purging. And so get ready to transform your life. It's time for you to put in the hard work to go in a new direction. And that's kind of what I got for you, Capricorn. So I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. My intention is always to help and not hinder. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to book a reading with me, check out the description box below. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, Capricorn.